What, is it just red Constellation? They all have red hair. That's what Randy was part of or whatever. Oh, this music. It's the Fool. We're done here, shall we head back? I don't remember your actual name, which is why I'm calling you the Fool. Though, on second thought, perhaps I'd best stop by that old mine gallery first. Your voice actor's probably a female. Just, like, to me, it doesn't really fit you. I don't know what it is. Like, I know it's a Japanese voice, but it just doesn't fit your appearance. Be my guest. Just remember to keep yourself out of danger. In the meantime, the Fool is needed elsewhere. I trust you'll do your worst. That reminds me, our assignments for this plan have been decided. The 7th Anguis and I will be in charge of things from this end. 7th Anguis. I don't think I know who that is. I probably heard of the 7th Anguis, but I can't think of who that is off the top of my head. Really now? Whipping out the big guns, aren't we? I suppose it makes sense. There are going to be some tricky pieces on the board. Maybe it's for the best. My thoughts exactly. Before I forget, I think I'll let you handle the operational reporting on Astral Code. I'm quite excited to see how it fares in a low-level network environment. Yes, I'll take care of that when I have some free time to spare. Now then, in the name of the Grand Master. In the name of the Grand Master. It was Campanella. Yeah, I know who he is. I know he's in the sky. I just didn't remember his name. So I just called him the Fool. I may have not had an audience, but there's never a bad time to make a declaration. I am Fortune number 0, Campanella the Fool. As the Grand Master's representative, hereby declare the Phantasmal Blaze plan now in motion. That's the, in Sky 3, they had a door where they, like, talked about that. Like, that's, like, oh, the next step. And I think the Phantasmal Blaze plan is what goes on in Cold Steel 2. So that's cool. Let's follow him. Yeah, like, I remember the doors, but, like, again, it's hard to, when I'm not, oh, burst's been deactivated. It's hard to, like, remember everything when I'm not, like, super invested into this. Like, I'm invested enough to keep going, but when I'm, like, not in love with the games, it's hard to be like, oh, I remember every single piece of information. But, like, I remember enough to, like, piece things together. The 7th Anguis, I think, was, like, they probably talked about the 7th Anguis. I just don't know who it is, because I haven't met them, but they talked about the 7th Anguis, I'm sure. And I remember they had a star door in, what was it? Sky 3. Why did I have to stutter there? Sky 3 is the only one with doors. They had a star door where they had, like, all the, what's it called? All the, like, they had an Ouroboros-focused one. Uncle. Shirley. Ah, it's your uncle. Wow, I was actually right. I was joking. I was like, nah, they're not going to make it Randy's father. I was joking, like, oh, instead of the father, it's like his long-lost uncle. The fact that it's actually his uncle is hilarious. I was, like, literally making a joke. Long time no see, Dolphy. Dolphy? You haven't changed a bit these past 2 years. Randy? It's them, the ones from yesterday. So the pieces are starting to fall into place. I had a feeling you were related to them. The hair color was a dead giveaway and all, but still, wasn't expecting a family reunion today. Are you related to them, Lecter? You have red hair too, although your red is, like, slightly different. In your sprite, your hair looks more pink. What are you doing here, Lecter? Did you have something to do with the acquisition? Well, I have been known to pull a few strings here and there. But man, oh man, it's a good thing we beat Hyui and their four-eyed orchid dragon to punch. You said it. I had to back off in the Eastern Quarter, but this time I'll get to have fun all I want. The Eastern Quarter? She means the war they waged with Hyui last year in Calvard. So tell me, Uncle, why are you here in Crossbell? What the hell are you planning? We're here on business, obviously. More importantly, I got something you might like to know, Randolph. Oh, because your full name is Randolph, that's why Dolphy. I was so confused for a second. My brother's gone 6 R's under. No one's called him Randolph, so I forgot Randy is obviously short for Randolph. Happened just last year. He and Zephyr's boss ended up taking each other to their graves. Okay, I know what Zephyr is. That was the Jaeger Corps that Fee was a part of, and Zeno and Leo were like are in that group. A battle to the death between the war god and his bitter rival, the Jaeger King. You should have seen it. It was awesome. That's so. Stupid old man. At least he died doing what he loved. Bet he had a real satisfied look on his smug-ass face, didn't he? Yep, he looked like he was having the time of his life in death. That lucky dog. I wish he could find me a rival like that. If nothing else, he went down with no regrets. Aside from having a worthless deserter of a son. Your vacation days are up, Randolph. Keep your schedule open. We'll be in touch. Later, Dolphy. Dolphy is such a bad nickname. Catch you on the flip side. Randy, was that? Are they who I think they are? Yeah. Sigmund Orlando, vice leader of the Right Constellation. His daughter Shirley Orlando, one of their commanding officers. My uncle and cousin, the strongest and fiercest of the ogres. This has to be a chapter end. Yeah, that's like the perfect spot to end it. Bright skies gathering storms. That was so cool how they had the thunderstorm at the very end there. Got that done. I am 13th class. He talks about how both bosses kill each other. Yeah, I don't remember that. It's been too long since I played Cold Steel 2. I remember the gist of the story, but obviously the deeper things and the finer details, there's gonna be a lot I don't remember. It's just been too long. And plus, it doesn't help when I'm not super, like, I happen to remember more about games that I really, like, love than games that I, liked. Like, I liked Cold Steel 2, but not enough to be like, oh, I remember every single thing. But that's exactly why I'm going to replay it when I'm done with Azure. Well, Cold Steel 1 first, but my point still stands. But yeah, that's exactly why I'm going to replay them. Also, just because it's necessary. Not only to refresh myself, but it's also necessary. The Wisdomeria Trade Conference. Proposed by Crossbow's newly elected mayor, Dieter Croy, the international summit was set to host a number of prominent heads of state. Additionally, the opening of the conference would double as the unveiling of Crossbow's new City Hall building. Its name, Orcus Tower. At 40 stories and 250 yards tall, the structure marked the continent's first true skyscraper and was garnering attention all across Zemuria. One day remained before the international dignitaries' arrival in Crossbow, as well as the unveiling of Orcus Tower. In light of this, a special support section was called to police headquarters to attend a meeting on security measures. Hey, dummy. That sums up our security plans for the next 3 days. The CGF has already adopted a rigorous inspection system at the Bell Guard and Tangram gates. As far as the rest of the city is concerned, if you would, Chief Jolich and Inspector Donovan. Right, the Metropolitan Division will have all hands on deck with city patrols these next few days. We're going full force until the end of the conference, so you can rest easy. As for the second division, our efforts will be focused on the train station, airport, and commercial areas. We'll be pulling out all the stops too until this is all said and done. And as you know, the first division will be heading up security at the conference itself. I have little doubt our division will be capable of handling any and all possible contingencies. Be that as it may, there's no such thing as a flawless security system. And that's where we're coming. Yes, as I mentioned, I think it'd be best if you were in charge of public relations here at HQ, Chief Sergei. We'd also like it if you could arrange a collaborative effort with the Guardian Force as well. You sure know how to ask a lot of a guy. With how you're always sticking your nose into things, I'd say he's got the right man for the job. Our entire system's gonna be stronger with you poking around for our blind spots. I'll say, you're really living up to that reputation as Sergei the Scrutinous. Give me a break. That's ancient history. Sergei the Scrutinous? I think I can see it. Knock it off. I said it was a long time ago. Anyway, you're good with them helping out? Yeah, it shouldn't be an issue. The SSS will do well as reserve forces for the time being. Reserve? We're to continue our regular duties, but ready to respond to the moment's notice if we're called in, am I right? Yes, essentially. The bracers operate in a similar manner, but as you can imagine, we can't rely on them alone for circumstances like these. Considering our new arrivals in town, we need the insurance in case of any unforeseen developments. By new arrivals, you mean Uncle Sigmund's crew? Yeah. Oh, the Death Scorpion. I guess that's where the Constellation thing comes in. The Red Constellation. They're said to be one of the strongest Jaeger corps in all of Western Zemuria. We've been able to confirm that the bulk of their forces have now entered Crossville. We also have to take into consideration the large-scale conflict they had with Hayui and the Republic just last year. They're dangerous, alright. You think you're gonna come after Hayui again, now that they're both in the same city? No, actually, Jaegers at their core are ultimately motivated by Mira. Them being yesterday's enemies doesn't necessarily mean they're still mutually hostile. Isn't that right, Orlando? Suppose so. They couldn't care less about territory, unlike a mafia. To Jaegers, all that matters is Mira and the battlefield. It's not uncommon to have a beer today with the same guy you were trying to kill yesterday. Silver lining being, I don't think they're holding a grudge against Hayui. True, but that begs an even more elusive question, doesn't it? If not for Hayui, why? If not for Hayui, why then has the Red Constellation come to Crossbell? The First Division has been looking into that, but nothing has been confirmed as of yet. However, we have reason to believe they're being backed by the Imperial government. We can't overlook the possibility that may be related to the trade conference itself. On the other hand, it could be that they're here as a counterbalance to Hayui as a Republic-based group. I wouldn't rule out either theory. Point is, we can't just ignore them if we plan to hold this trade conference trouble-free. That goes without saying. On that note, we've received intel that the Red Constellation has also been spotted in outlying areas of the state. It would be prudent of you to look into the matter, should your patrols happen to take you there. Understood. We'll gather more information on the Red Constellation while tackling our support requests. If anything happens, don't hesitate to contact us for whatever backup we can provide. Our task can always wait. We hear ya. Knock 'em dead out there, SSS. Thanks for having our backs, kids. I need water. Reminder, was the West Zemuria Trade Conference something that happened in Cold Steel? And if so, was it relevant? Because it does, like, I remember, I think people in chat were saying it's relevant in some way. I don't know if I should know what that is. Dangerous Monster Sepith Demon. Does that mean we're in, like, chapter... Is that, like, chapter 6? Or chapter 5? Because chapter 5 is Legram. Chapter 5 is Legram, and chapter 6 is Rower. I'm requesting the SSS participate in another training exercise. Okay. For old Tome's sake. Okay. Our urgent requests this time around are from the CGF and St. Ursula. I have to say though, I didn't expect Instructor Douglas to be one of the requesters. Instructor? I thought he was the new deputy commander of the CGF. Yeah, but he used to be an instructor at the Police Academy prior to his new assignment. He's the one who drilled in everything I know about hand-to-hand combat, not to mention my restraint techniques. He was actually part of the Guardian Force to begin with, one of their ace members in fact. After he got in on his former commander's bad side, they ended up demoting him to keep him out of trouble. Old Duggo was in charge of my training too. Man's as tough as nails and just as sharp. Wouldn't be surprised if he was the strongest guy in the entire CGF. Wow, he sounds incredible. Considering his position within the CGF, I'm looking forward to meeting him. Well, it looks like we're going to be doing just that. As for the other request, it seems to be a newly appointed doctor at St. Ursula. Oh yeah, because Gwenter went AWOL and demonized or whatever. Guess someone had to take over the pharmacology and neurology departments with Joachim Gong. Probably best if we keep one eye open with whoever they are. I feel as though I've heard this silence somewhere before though. Isn't it a household name of sorts out in Remifaria? You may be thinking of Silent Company, they manufacture medical equipment. They're a distinguished family with ties to the Grand Prince. It's possible our sender is related. In that case, I doubt they're suspicious. Either way, we'll have to get to St. Ursula for the drug analysis they mentioned. All that, and I'm sure you can't bear another moment away from your beloved big sister. They say she looks more like a saint than a nurse in that uniform of hers. What? Well, I mean, yes, Cecile has done a lot for me over the years, but... Wait a minute. How do you know about her? You never even met her. My bad. I spilled the beans. Damn it, Randy. You're only digging yourself even deeper, Lloyd. Sounds like Wazi was right on the mirror. Though I can't really blame Lloyd. She really is an amazing person. Anyway, while we're on the subject, it would be smart to meet with Cecile before we see this new doctor. I'm worried about how the hospital's been coping after all the damage Joachim did. I agree. Wait, isn't Shizuki coming to the city today? Kia left to go visit her at the Bracer Guild not too long ago. Yeah, sounded really excited about playing with Shizuku all day. I figured they're still at the guild so we could check on them when we have time. Sounds good to me. This Shizuku girl is the Divine Blade of Wind's daughter, right? Yep, right around Kito's age too. You wouldn't believe how sweet a kid she is considering how uptight her old man can be. I don't actually know her personality, but apparently she's just adorable. Ray made such a fuss over how cute she was after meeting her the first time. I can certainly picture that. I suppose we'll just have to add her on to the growing list of meet and greets. And while we're at it, we can start planning a certain someone's family reunion. Watch your mouth. That's fine. The man knows how to get down to brass tacks. Jokes aside, we may share the same blood, but those guys are nothing to laugh about. Wouldn't be surprised one bit if they were ones who rigged the mine with explosives. You don't have to be so quick to suspect them just yet. I know Uncle Sigmund and Shirley too damn well. This is just a hunch. I'm pretty sure they were scoping you guys out. They want to see the skills behind the team I ended up ditching for them. It'd go so far just for that? Let me guess, to them it was all just harmless fun. They're the types to go to those links to satisfy their curiosity, aren't they? Bingo, a trap like that may as well have been a friendly how do you do from the Constellation. Sucks to do this so soon after getting back, but it might be better if I looked into them myself. No, that's all the more reason we should do it as a team. We can't let the Red Constellation do as they please. Sooner or later, we're gonna have to pin down why they're here in Crossbell, as well as whether they're working with the Imperial Government. This isn't your duty alone, it's ours as the SSS. Lloyd, we need you, Randy, and I have no intention of letting you do this by yourself. I think it's fair to say you'd have a harder time without us, so please stop trying to brush us aside. Always quick around the draw with those impassioned appeals, isn't he? But he's right, though. Banding together in times of hardship is what the SSS does best, isn't it? Indeed it is. We only made it through the cult incident because we faced it as a team. How's it any different, Randy? You got me. Guess I need to work on getting my head out of my ass. You don't say. Anyway, now we have our own car. We should patrol outside the city while working through the request. It's a good opportunity for us to visit Bellegarde and Armorica, too. Right, we haven't been to either in a while. By the way, Commander Bales is stationed at Bellegarde, isn't she? That's right. I think she's swamped preparing for the trade conference, though. Morale's out there. Murray's out there. I think you pronounce this Murray, I was told. So it'd be cool if we checked in on her. Shall we be off then? Extra member. Yeah, support. I have no else to up for a bit. Alright. What are these Easter eggs I can do? Because chat said there's Easter eggs. One's in the police. I can go to the police academy like right now. If I can, I'll just get that one over with. And another one's later in the story. Hey, Randy. What's up, Lloyd? About your dad, I'm sorry. What, because he kicked the bucket? Don't sweat it. Stories like his are a million in that line of work. Besides, I cut all ties with my old man when I deserted it. Doesn't mean I felt nothing, but well, it's all dust in the wind now. That's so. Still, if you do ever need to talk about it, I'm all ears. I'm your leader after all. I might even be able to offer you some decent advice. Sorry, didn't mean to impose. Nah, you're good. I was just thinking about how much you've grown. You're moving your honorary big bro to tears here. Oh, give me a break. Well, I guess you're not the worst person I can go to for some advice. But better not let me down, alright? Wouldn't dream of it. Oh, what's wrong, you two? Did you forget something? Sorry, we'll be there in a sec. Alright, let's take it slow and get the show on the road.